Okay, hello everyone. How are you? This is Kay. So today is the 18th of June 2023 and this is on Sunday. So I hope you're having a great weekend so far. And for some of you, I think it's already to the next day. But I hope you had and are having a nice weekend this weekend. And let's see what may happen this week within the markets. Looks like we so far in the month of June has been lots of trends within the markets. So I can see that some of these trends may continue, but some of them may end. So I will do Ichimoku weekly analysis as a weekly topic on Sundays on my YouTube. So please stay focused and listen to my analysis. So now let me change the screen and say hi to everyone until I see more viewers, maybe in a few minutes. And also I'm getting ready for the trading view at the same time. Okay, so good to see you, James, Kevin, Tony Gold, John, Camillus, thanks for joining. Alright, LW and Tango, Araharas, good to see you. Alright, Win and Richard, sorry, good to see you. Alright, Theory also, good to see you too from France. Thank you very much for joining. And Reza also, good to see you. Just wondering where you are from. If you can type, that would be great. Where you're from, which location, which region you're from in the chat room. Just out of curiosity. Okay, so, and I hope you had some nice pips and profits last week. Okay, so when things about the trading in markets is that we never know when the new trend happens and when they end. So that's why we just have to keep watching the market every day, at least once per day, I recommend. And you continue to focus on what's going on within the markets. Because if you are away from the charts, maybe 2 or 3 days, then you may get lost. You may get lost in terms of the chain of the thoughts and analysis. So yeah, I recommend everyone to check charts at least once per day with or without trading. Okay, alright. I see one from Iran, another from Indonesia, from Texas, USA, Canada, Toronto, good to see you. By the way, I'm from Dubai. I'm in Dubai now. Some of you may think that I'm in Japan. I used to be, but about 2 years ago, I came here to Dubai. So Dubai has been really nice recently. It's been a bit hot, but yeah, in a good way, I think. A bit humid though, bit humid. Okay, Canada, Toronto, good to see you. Alright, US, from Indonesia, Belgium. Alright, good to see you. Thank you very much, everyone, for letting me know. It's so nice that we can get together like this in the internet and discuss markets all together with the same strategy or the same way of looking at the markets. Okay, good to see you. Okay, Blair, you're in Turkey at the moment. Alright, cool. Very nice, good to see you. Alright, so now I'm ready, so let me switch screen to trading view as I see more viewers now. Okay, and let me fit this into page like this. And I will cancel all these flags. And I take the weekly time frame. Since this is weekend, the weekly candlesticks closed. So every weekend I check the weekly chart, and every month end I check the monthly chart. Okay, so first let me start from Euro USD all the way down to Swiss franc JPY. I have these 21 pairs on my watch list. Okay, yeah, thank you very much. Okay, Singapore, Indonesia. All right, good to see you. Thank you very much. Okay, so now here is the Euro USD. To me, this is bullish because the price is above the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, and Kumo, and Chikou span above candles. So buyers are dominant in this market. So I expect this uptrend will continue this week. So this is buyers momentum. So when you look at the market by Ichimoku, you have to think about two things. Two things. One is the direction of the market, which is guided by the angles of Kumo, Kijun-sen, and Tenkan-sen. And another is the momentum of the market. The momentum in this case is bullish. Momentum is captured by the location of the price and also location of the Chikou span. In this case, the momentum is bullish. That means buyers dominate for the within the short and mid and long term. So, since buyers dominate, because the price is above these levels and Chikou span above candles, we can follow uptrend is what I mean by bullish. However, in terms of the direction, then this is range. So because if you look at the angles of Kumo Senko span B, Senko span A, and Kijun-sen, Tenkan-sen, they are flat, sideways. So since it's range, this week, I think the candlestick will close in a bullish candlestick on the weekly time frame. So however the market moves within the week, I think this is gonna be a bullish candlestick, and that's what I mean by momentum to be bullish. In terms of direction, it's range, so there may be some retracement. There might be some retracement until it goes really bullish. Until we see Kumo, Kijun-sen, and Tenkan-sen also to point up. Right. So, and in this case, I don't mark purple. Usually, whenever I see trending market, I mark purple. And that's when I usually do both direction and the momentums are bullish or bearish. So now momentum is bullish, so lower time frames like 4 hour or even 1 hour time frames are bullish now. And daily may be bullish this week. But overall is range. That means whether the market will be bullish or not is 50-50 within the week. So in this reason, this is not really high priority to monitor this week. So I do monitor chart this week on Euro USD and all the pairs at least 3 times per day. But I may not trade on this one. I may have some beta pairs. In fact, there are some beta pairs. I will tell you in a minute. But maybe not the Euro USD is my analysis. So again, today I will focus on momentum and the direction. I think I put the direction first, like I did, and the momentum too, within the market. Okay. So just to give you more like a precise or detailed analysis by Ichimoku. Okay, so next is the Euro AUD. Okay, Euro AUD, in terms of direction, it's flat. It's range because Kumo is flat, Kijun-sen flat, Tenkan-sen is down. So it's range. And also, in terms of the momentum, it's range also. Because the price is locating below Kijun-sen. So whenever I see the price in between Kijun-sen and Kumo, that's range in terms of momentum. So in this case, sellers are dominant in short and mid term. Buyers are still bullish in the long term because the price above the Kumo. Kumo is showing long term, and Kijun-sen is showing mid term. Tenkan-sen is showing the short term. If you're new to Ichimoku, that's a basic idea. And Chikou span shows the momentum in the mid term, because it's taking 26 candles. So Chikou span is touching also here. So this means that momentum is now range. So that means we really never know which way it goes this week. In fact, we had the doji last week, so this week it may be bullish. It may turn bullish. So in this reason, most likely I won't take trades on this one, Euro AUD. So moving on to Euro JPY. This one is now clear. Clear uptrend. The direction is bullish because Kumo is up, Kijun Sen is up, Tenkan Sen is also up, and Chikou span above candles, and momentum is now bullish too. So as long as it goes up bullish, I follow uptrend. But then when I look at the Kumo shape, this is getting thinner. You see this distance between Senko span A and B are getting close, so the Kumo itself is getting thinner. That means that this is overbought. So this is bullish in terms of its direction and momentum, but we may see range. And usually when you see the big candlestick, and afterwards it may usually becomes retracement or range until it breaks again, usually. So I watch out. I do mark purple because this is up in terms of direction and momentum, but I may not jump in. I may wait for the retracement in lower time frames, may push back, and then buy. I wait for the discount price to buy in this case. And since it broke the resistance, let me also talk about the next target. The next target is going to be up high. The most recent target is going to be on 156.93, which is this doji here on the week of the 22nd of September 2008. But since this resistance is far back, like 2008, it may not work. So I just mark here just in case, but it may break through. So since I marked there, and the market is reaching almost to that price level, we have a room of about 175 pips to trade. So that means we have enough pips still. So when I see uptrend this week, Monday or Tuesday, then I follow uptrend. And then when I start to reverse, when I see the retracement around 156.93, then I exit and take profit is my plan. So Euro USD, I focus this week, but I watch out on retracement, but because this is overbought. Okay, next one is the Euro Pound. Euro Pound has been bearish because Kumo Senko span A is down. Kumo itself has been bearish, and Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen both bearish, and Chikou span below candles, and Chikou span just broke the candlestick. So this is called the Chikou span breakout, and this is showing the new downtrend. So Euro Pound, I mark purple, and I continue to look for a selling opportunity. So now the price level is on 0.8522, and we have a room of 185 pips to trade. So I keep down arrow like last week, and I continue to look for downtrend. It also broke the previous support on 0.8544, and this week it closed below. Hold on, let me zoom in so that you can see clearly. I'm just talking about the candlestick. So the previous support was here on 0.855 area, and this week it closed below, and also you see there's a long wick. So this means that there is a strong sellers last week that the market pushed down. So last week the market started here, and once it went up all the way to 0.8613 and then went down, and closed over here. So this means that there are sellers than buyers last week. So I see strong bearishness from candlesticks also. So I continue to look for the selling opportunity. So in that sense, I think Euro Pound looks much better than Euro JPY to me. This is not really oversold. Okay, so next one is the Euro CAD. So Euro CAD direction is now flat range because Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, Tenkan Sen flat, and momentum is also range because the price is in between Kijun Sen Kumo and Chikou span touching. So at a glance, as Ichimoku says, I stay away. I don't focus too much on this one. So moving on to Euro Swiss franc. This pair is also range from direction and momentum because you see the Kumo is pointing down, but this is just twisted, and it actually twisted bullish. In my color setting of Ichimoku, this light gray is bearish Kumo, and now it turns to bullish Kumo, but this is newborn like baby Kumo, too small, too tiny, and Kijun Sen flat, Tenkan Sen is down, but the price is now going to Kumo, Chikou span below candles, but this is really spiky and ranging overall because Kumo is too small. So we never know which way it goes. I was waiting for the breakout of the support 0.9672 last week, but it didn't happen. Because once it happens, I think this would be a nice pair because the target is all the way down here, 0.9401. But last week ended with a bullish bar, so it may range for now. So I'm sure there will be some better pairs to monitor than this one. So in this case, I take out down arrow, and I think I just put this as my low priority to monitor. Okay, so that covers Euro-based pairs. So now let me move on to USD-based pairs. So again, thank you very much everyone for joining. Great to see you as always. Okay, so here is the USD-JPY. So USD-JPY direction is now flat range. And you may wonder why, because you see Kumo Senko span A is bullish, Kijun Sen bullish, Tenkan Sen bullish, but why you say that this is range? And also Kumo breakout happened, but why do you think it's range? Because the Kumo is not twisted yet. Again, this is bearish Kumo, this is bearish, and this is bullish. Dark gray is bullish, light gray is bearish. So that means this Kumo breakout may be fake. At least we have to wait for the breakout now of 142.26 and then follow uptrend. Otherwise, it may retrace or it may range, is my feeling. So USD-JPY is bullish in the lower time frames, but watch out on the retracement is my analysis. So if the Kumo was twisted already, then this would be one of the best pairs. But since it just crossed Kumo, I prefer to wait for the breakout in this case. So yeah, so that's my analysis on the USD-JPY. And next is the USD-CAD pair. So USD-CAD, as expected from last week, it broke the support and continued to go down. So some of you, I think, may capture some nice pips on this one too. But now Kumo is not twisted yet. Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen down, but the direction is still range in terms of Ichimoku. In terms of the price action, this is bearish because it broke the support. But in terms of Ichimoku, to me, this is still within the range overall. There was a head and shoulders, neckline breakout, so it may continue down. I think it will continue down for sure, but it may retrace until it breaks down this way. So I follow downtrend. If I see some opportunity to sell, I may take it. But since this is also supported by the Senko Span B, I prefer to wait for the Senko Span B breakout on the weekly time frame, which is 1.3189 to sell. So now I put my down arrow below the Senko Span B, and once it breaks it, I look for the selling opportunity. Otherwise, it keeps ranging within the Kumo. So that's my analysis on USD-CAD. Okay, and then next is the USD Swiss franc. This pair is now bearish in the momentum because the price is locating below the Tenkan-sen and Chikou span below candles. So momentum is now bearish. Momentum is now down, bearish. And direction is range because the angles of Senko span AB, Kijun-sen, Tenkan-sen are flat. So sellers dominant from short to mid to long term, but it would be the best to wait for the Kijun-sen Kumo down, and maybe Tenkan-sen also to point down to sell. Otherwise, it keeps ranging, I think. Okay, next is the Pound USD. So Pound USD is one of the best pairs for this week. So I mark light blue because both direction and the momentum are bullish. Because Kumo is pointing up now. Kumo itself is thick, which is a nice and stable uptrend confirmation. And Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen both pointing up, so it's bullish. And then Chikou span is above the candles. Chikou span doesn't have to be above the Kumo, but as long as it's above the price, it's fine. So that's bullish. So I think this is nice example of uptrend, stable uptrend. So last week was strongly bullish. Last week itself went up 368 pip or so. So that was strong bullishness, but I think this uptrend will continue. And what's more, if you look on the left, this part was I wave down. It wasn't like a reverse in the waves like this, but it was just I wave straight down. So most likely I think the market continued to be bullish until 1.3299 or 1.33 area. So of course the market may retrace, but I think whenever it tries to go up, I think it goes up really fast. So I continue to look for an opportunity to trade Pound USD continuously. Okay, so that's Pound USD. Okay, next is the Pound JPY. So Pound JPY was also insane last week because it just broke the resistances and it also broke the major resistance and the round number of 181. So I think it just keeps going up to 188.77. So in terms of the direction, it's up. So it's bullish. So I say it's up. And in terms of momentum, it's also bullish up. So because the Kumo is pointing up, Kijun-sen, Tenkan-sen both bullish, and Chikou span above candles. However, if you look at this Kumo shape, this is getting thinner. Yeah, so this means that this is overbought. So I'm feeling like this week we may see some retracement or consolidation until it breaks again. So just watch out. If you're still holding the buy position, you can do so. But whenever it starts to go down, I recommend you to just take profit. I also took some nice pips on Pound JPY last Friday. And I do continue to monitor this one because usually I follow daily or the 4-hour time frames. But even if daily and 4-hour time frames look good, if weekly Kumo thin, then the market may retrace also. So I will be careful on the risk management and continue to look for a buying opportunity on pound JPY. So I mark purple on this one, not the light blue, because of the Kumo is really thin here. Okay, next is the pound CAD. So for pound CAD, in terms of direction, it's flat, it's range, because Senko span B flat, Senko span A flat, Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen both flat. In terms of momentum, it's bullish, because the price is locating above the Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen, Kumo, and Chikou span just became above the candles. So when you see bullishness, you can follow uptrend in the low time frame, but we never know what candlesticks this week is going to be. It may be bullish, or it might be bearish, or it may be doji. So I don't put purple on this one. So next is the pound AUD. Pound AUD's range on both direction and the momentum, because Kumo Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen flat, and Chikou span is now below Tenkan Sen, which is okay. But Kijun Sen and also Chikou span is a bit retracing. So and last week was doji. So in the lower time frame, I'm waiting for the breakout of the doji last week, which is 1.85. And once it breaks, we will see downtrend in the lower time frames, and we can target to the weekly Kijun Sen 1.8203. So this is for the short term, but you can expect the pips of 290 pips or so. So yeah, let's see if it breaks the doji support on the weekly this week or not. So this is called the Kijun Sen retracement strategy, which is also one of the original strategies. Not my original, but Ichimoku original strategy. So next one is the pound Swiss franc. Pound Swiss franc is now range because the price broke the Kumo, but this Kumo breakout may be fake because the Senko span A is pointing down, Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen are crossing, and they are divergence, and Chikou span is still too close to candles. So this week it may retrace. If it goes up, we follow uptrend, but the best of the best scenario is to wait for the breakout of the major resistance, 1.1577, and buy. Before that, I think the market spikes because of this Kumo condition. So we will see. Okay, now moving on to AUD based pairs. So here is AUD USD, which is bullish in the low time frames, but in a weekly time frame, still within the Kumo. So this is range from direction and the momentum. So the market may be resisted by the Senko span B on the weekly, which is 0.6917. So just watch out. You can, if you still holding the buy, then watch out on 0.6917. Once the market touches there and start to retrace, I would exit. But if it just keeps going up, then you follow uptrend, which would be a nice pips to follow. So yeah, just watch out on the retracement on the weekly Senko span B. Okay, next is the AUD-CAD. This pair is also range on the weekly because Kumo flat, Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen flat, and the price is locating between Kijun Sen Kumo and Chikou span is now touching candles. So within the month of May, and actually from January to May, this market has been bearish, but for the last 2 weeks in the month of June has been bullish. So you can see that the market direction has changed. But in this case, we can't really tell which way it goes because it's all range. But one thing for sure is that the market is going up. Most likely it goes up to Kijun-sen on the weekly. So now if you want to buy, then target is 0.9164. And this is also called the Kijun-sen retracement strategy, which is also one of the original Ichimoku strategies. Because whenever you see range means ups and downs, and Kumo flat, Kijun-sen, Tenkan-sen flat, and Chikou span touching. When you see this situation, then market tends to retrace to the Kijun-sen, which is usually flat. So if you only look at the Kijun-sen, then you can clearly see that the market has been going through up and down through the Kijun-sen. So now looks like it's going up to the Kijun-sen. And once it breaks Kijun-sen, and usually it does, it goes up to the next resistance and then retrace. And it goes on until it breaks either direction. So that's a Kijun-sen retracement strategy. And I do use this strategy in higher time frames. And when I see trends in lower time frames, I follow and target to the weekly or even sometimes monthly Kijun-sen retracement strategy. So so now I think we have a room of almost 100 pips to trade for next week. So we'll see if it reaches there or not. But I do see some better pairs to trade, like Pound USD. So I don't think I will focus on this one this week. Even if I buy, I may not make enough, I may not pick that much profit than the better ones. And also it may take time to make profits on this kind of condition, because you may have to wait for a few days to make profits. So it may be not really time efficient to trade on AUDC80 in that sense. Okay, next is the AUDJPY. So AUDJPY has been strongly bullish. So I'm sure some of you also took some nice profits on this one. However, on the weekly basis, it's flat. You see, Kumo is not twisted yet. So in terms of direction, it's range, because Kumo is not twisted yet, and momentum is not bullish. And that means the market may touch that resistance and then retrace. And the resistance level is 98.61. And we have a room of 109 pips to trade. But again, since this is getting close to the target or the previous resistance, sometimes it touches in reverse, but sometimes it doesn't touch and just goes back. Or sometimes whenever there's a news, suddenly it just goes backwards. So the best scenario is to wait for the breakout now of that resistance 98.61 and buy. So in this reason, I put up arrow above that resistance so that we can remember that that will be the perfect buy opportunity. When you look at the lower time frames, you see uptrend. For example, if you look at the daily time frame, it's bullish, but daily Kumo is also a bit too thin, and we have strong bullishness without touching Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen. So I think the retracement may happen anytime soon. So be careful on the risk management on AUDJPY this week. And next is the AUD Swiss franc. This pair is not bullish, this pair is not also retracing to Kijun-sen. So this is also something that I mentioned last week. I said that this is also Kijun-sen retracement strategy, which is still in place. So we have a room of now 72 pips to trade. So buy will be the right call on AUD Swiss franc. Okay, next CADJPY. This pair is it broke the Kumo and now it's bullish, but Kumo is not twisted yet. So watch out on the retracement. You can still follow uptrend and target 110.48, and we have a room of 200 or 300 pips to trade. So CAD JPY looks good. Although Kumo is not twisted yet, I can see a good bullishness, but let me just in case check the daily. Okay, daily Kumo looks okay. This is getting thinner, so it may retrace Monday, Tuesday, but I think uptrend continues. So I mark purple on this one. So yeah, CAD JPY looks good, okay so far. And next is the CAD Swiss franc. This pair has been ranging for the last 2 weeks. The prices are between Kumo Kijun Sen, so I simply skip. But in terms of the price action, this is also something mentioned last week, was that the previous support is now becoming resistances. So in terms of the price action, I do expect this kind of movement. So this is bearish, unless it breaks the resistance level. But in terms of Ichimoku, it's range. So even if you sell, the market may not go down this week. It may continue to range or go bullish even. So yeah, just skip on this one. And finally, Swiss franc JPY. This pair is not bullish on the weekly, but again, Kumo is getting thinner. So it broke the resistance, but watch out on the retracement. So just in case I mark purple, but I do be careful on this one. Okay, so that covers the whole Forex pairs. So if you joined late today, I have covered all the Forex pairs. So my best pair so far is the Euro JPY, which is bullish, broke the resistance and target 156.93, and Euro Pound is now bearish, broke the support and target is 0.8337, 8338, and Pound USD, this is one of the best pairs. It broke the resistance and target is 1.3299. We have now 484 pips to potential pips to trade. And Pound JPY also looks good. It broke the resistances. The Kumo is getting thinner, so you have to watch out on the retracement. But as it continues bullish, you can still follow uptrend. And target is 188.77. And CAD JPY is also bullish, which is also nice. It broke the Kumo. And then Swiss franc JPY is also bullish too. So those are the pairs I mainly focus. But again, I do check all the pairs every day, at least once or 3 times, because we never know which pair has some new trends. So far, these are the good pairs, but they may change the whole directions. Let's say JPY becomes strong next week for some reason, then we see retracements on the JPY pairs. And then some new markets, new pairs may start some new trends. So from this reason, we have to check charts every day anyways. So don't get biased. We have to be objective and rational when it comes to trades. So now let me move on to gold, XAUUSD and WTI. So gold for me still is bullish because looks like it's been supported by the Kijun Sen on the weekly. Kijun Sen is actually pointing up, and Senko Span A is also pointing up, and Chikou Span above candles. And last week is a pin bar, but looks like somehow the market is still being supported by the trend line. Like I mentioned last week ended with the doji, so it was supported by the Kijun Sen, supported by the trend line. So I'm still waiting for the breakout of 1979.5, and once it happens, I follow uptrend. I take a buy and target 2071 area. So to me, gold is still bullish. Okay, next is WTI. WTI has been bearish because the price is locating below Tenkan Kijun Sen and Kumo. And Chikou Span is now touching, so in terms of the momentum, it's range. But in terms of the direction, this is bearish. So I do expect the continuous bearish in waves, like this way. But it may take time, it may take a couple of months to break the support. So we'll see. Alright, now moving on to index. First, Nikkei 225. This market is just flying. This is now all-time high. So the next target is 34,000, which is the exact number, the round number. Usually becomes the target when there is no resistances up high. So yeah, I will mark there and continue to monitor. I don't trade Nikkei, but if you do, then this may be one of the best markets to follow. But just watch out on the retracement. The Kumo is too thin, so it may retrace anytime. Yeah, this is definitely overbought. Okay, next Dow Jones. Dow Jones is now range. Chikou span is too close. Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen divergence. Tenkan-sen is now pointing up versus Kijun-sen is pointing down. So this is a flat ranging market. So the best scenario is to wait for the breakout now of the resistance, 34 or 35,000. But last week he broke the P wave bullish, so I think he reaches to the resistance maybe this week. So yeah, in the short term this is bullish, but the real bullishness will happen when it breaks the major resistance. Okay, so next one is Nasdaq. Nasdaq has been bullish too, like I mentioned for the last couple of weeks. And last week it reached a target of 15,284. So now what's gonna happen is that I think in this case the market breaks that resistance and goes up to the next target, 16,000 level. Because the Kumo shape is still bullish, Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen both bullish, and Chikou span above candles. And last week it broke the doji bullish, so that means buyers are still strong. So there's a good chance that the market breaks that resistance. So now I put my upper row above that resistance to the next target like this way. Okay, so that's Nasdaq. And next is S&P 500. So S&P 500 is also bullish because the Kumo is up, Kijun-sen, Tenkan-sen up, and Chikou span above candles. It broke the resistance very nicely last week. So I think the now target is 4640.7. So looking back among these three US index, I think S&P 500 looks the best because of this Kumo shape and also the resistance breakout. And then second best is the Nasdaq. But this is below the resistance, so watch out on the retracement. And then Dow Jones is the weakest. This is still range, unless it breaks the major resistance of 34,880 area. Okay, now moving on to Euro stocks. Euro stock is also range until it breaks that resistance, 4416. So still wait for the breakout to happen. And then CAC France is also bullish from momentum because price is above Tenkan, Kijun-sen, Kumo. But direction wise it's flat. So now this is called P wave. In Ichimoku, P wave is triangle range. So we have to wait for the breakout of this triangle bullish to buy. So this week once it breaks, I think it goes to the next resistance target, 7600 round number, then 7700 and on and on. Okay, so next one is DAX index. DAX is now bullish because it slightly broke that resistance now, and Kumo is bullish and thick, and Kijun-sen, Tenkan-sen both bullish. So there's a high chance that this week it continues bullish. So the next target in this case is going to be 17,000 area. So now German 40 is bullish. Okay, now moving on to Nifty chart. So Nifty 50 index is also bullish. From the weekly perspective, now Kumo is bullish, Senko span A is up, Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen both bullish, and what's more, Chikou span break happened. So if you remember what I said before a couple of weeks ago, this is called the Chikou span trace strategy. Sometimes Chikou span exactly follows the market from Chikou span viewpoint. So I was thinking if the market breaks, if the Chikou span breaks bullish, then that will be the bullish market. Otherwise, Chikou span keeps tracing candles and then the market will be bearish. But looks like now Chikou span break happened. So I think it breaks the major resistance and then go to the next targets, next run numbers. The initial target is going to be 19,000, I think. So Nifty 50 is now bullish. It may break the all-time high now. Okay, next is AU200. This pair is still range. This market is still range. Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat. Chikou span is still touching very close. This is descending P wave. So this week it may be resisted and goes down. So we will see on that one. And lastly, Hansen index is now range. Now Kumo flat, everything's flat, Chikou span touching. So we have no idea which way it's going. Okay, and finally, let me cover Bitcoin, BTC USD. So here is the Bitcoin. I don't trade Bitcoin. So this is just for a reference, but like I have mentioning for the last couple weeks or months, the market has been within the Kumo on the weekly time frame. And especially this part of the Kumo has been really thick. So that means that this is very spiky market in range. So this is like airplanes going into the storm and it shakes very much. So until the market breaks in either direction, this choppy market I think will continue. So for now on the weekly basis we can't really tell which way it's going, but one thing is that the market touched the weekly support 25,358, which is also the previous resistances. So from here it may be supported and goes up from in terms of the price action. So that scenario is possible. But once it breaks that resistance levels, then I think the market goes down to the week Kijun Sen, which is 23,692. So yeah, since last week closed with the bullish bar, it may turn out to be bullish. So in that sense, this may be the perfect time to buy and hold. But again, since the prices are within the Kumo, within the part of the thick Kumo, even if I say it's bullish, I think it may spike and then finally goes bullish like this way. So it may take time. Even if you buy now, it may take time to make profits. So that's BTC USD. Okay, so that covered the whole market that I wanted to cover today. So finally, let me check the news website. Let's review the news together and see what we have. Okay, so this week I'm using a website called fxstreet.com, and if you click on the calendar you can get this website. But let me click this week. Okay, click apply and let's see what we have. Okay, so Monday tomorrow we have no big news, and Tuesday the 20th of June we have no big news either. Wednesday 21st we have monetary policy meeting minutes in Japan, so it may affect JPY pair. my feeling is that JPY will be sold even, and JPY pairs may be bullish, but we will see. Just a guess. Nothing is 100%, but just my feeling on this BOJ monetary policy. And also CPI, Consumer Price Index in UK on Wednesday. And then retail sales in Canada. This may impact the market also. And also Fed's Powell speech in the US. Thursday 22nd we have interest rate decision in Switzerland. And also the same rate decision in UK. And also another Fed Chair Powell speech in the US. And Friday 23rd, we have HCOB composite PMI, and also PMI reports in Germany and Euro, and then also UK. Then that's it. So watch out on the news on Wednesday and also Thursday and Friday. So every time before you check charts, make sure that there is no big news. Because if there is, then news can violate any kind of technical confirmations. So even if you find so many signals to trade, sometimes the news go against it and it wipes out all these support resistances or the signals. So just watch out on the news. Okay, so that covered the whole topics that I have to cover today. So now let me see what comments we have. So again, thank you very much everyone for joining. I hope you're having a great day today. And we hope we have a good start to trade this week. Okay, good to see you everyone. Thank you very much for joining. So I may have to end the live in a few minutes. So let me just check couple of comments here. Okay, boss says, still figuring out in demo. I want to ask if when you place a trade in 1 hour, how the lower time frame affect the trade? Do trades made in lower time frame behave differently to how they appear higher? You mean that's about the multiple time frame analysis, I think? So usually the trend follows high time frame direction. So that means, and this is the reason why I do weekly analysis. So pound USD looks the best to me to trade this week, but this is bullish. So in weekly, when it's bullish, then that means in all the lower time frames there is a daily or 4 hour or 1 hour, M5, or even 1 minute, most likely will be bullish. I mean, maybe not 1 minute or 5 because they are too low. So at times it may go down in the short term, but at least daily or 4 hour time frames most likely will be bullish because the market tends to follow high time frame direction. So if you see 1 hour to be trending, then follow that direction. But at the same time, the new trend starts from the lower time frames. So if 5 minutes start to be retracing, then you see retracement in 15, and then 30 minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour, and daily, and the weekly changes the whole direction. So that's basically the concept. So again, the market tends to follow high time frame direction, but the new trend starts from the lower time frames. And this is the reason why I follow high time frame directions, but when I enter exit, I do so in low time frames, so that I can exit quickly whenever I see this potential retracement in low time frames. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think I have to go now. I have a meeting in about 5 minutes. So I'm sorry I have so many comments, but I will end the live for now. So again, thank you very much for joining everyone. And I hope you had a great weekend. So yeah, let's see. Unlike for the last couple of years, this year, in the month of June, we have some nice big trends in JPY and also USD and some other pairs. So let's see what we have this week to trade. Okay, so again, thank you very much. And yeah, until I see you next time, please stay healthy and stay safe and stay gold. If you can place like button before you leave, that would be great. So see you again. Bye for now and stay gold. Okay? またね. Thank you.